Now, cause how do y'all be becoming baby mama number 3, 4, and 5? Like, what be the selling point? Like, how they be tricking y'all into agreeing to this bullshit? Like, he told you, I got 3 baby mamas, and you still lay down and no.
I've literally heard black women tell other black women, have a baby and you can get food stamps, Section 8, cash assistance. This is a problem. That's eliminating your need for a man. And we need to fix this problem. I believe women should not be able to get cash assistance, Section 8, food stamps for a child without being married. Because they go out there and this is a game plan. They don't care who the father is. That's why I also believe paternity test should be mandatory at birth. Because they can forget who was the dad. Dangerous.
DNA testing at birth, to me, is like, you are telling your wife, I think you've been cheating on me.
I have been wondering for a long time whether they're mine or not.
Why is it bad or frowned upon when a man says, I'd like to ensure that that child is mine?
You don't know who else you're sleeping with to want to know if the kid's really his.
DNA testing mandatory is stupid.
In front of the house?
Bye.
In front of the house.
0.9% not compatible. So you got pregnant around the time you were with me.
To no surprise whatsoever, a lot of them are saying that they would divorce their husband immediately.
The DNA test results show that Mr. Smith, you are not Monica's father.
How do you feel about a DNA test being mandatory for all dads? Ooh. And his story was he took care of a child for a substantial amount of time and later on ended up finding out that that child was not his. So he had to pay child support for this child. Of course, he had a very close relationship with this child. However, the mother of the child did not have to repay back any of that child support. So he's the one that's going through the emotional damage. He's the one that's damaged. And of course, the child is damaged.
You forgetting about his bank account. The child is damaged. The child still has a father. The mother just needs to introduce them. He finds out he does not have a child. It's your boy Press J. Please like the video. Please comment and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps. I'm on my road to 10K subscribers with your support. Thank you. Next clip.
Tennessee is making a significant change with House Bill 2689, requiring paternity tests before signing birth certificates. This is a critical move, as studies show that around 1/3 of men tested may not actually be the biological father. By mandating these tests, the number of incorrect father identifications could grow. Moreover, the state is cracking down on maternity fraud, making it a punishable crime.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It should be a punishable crime. I have a daughter, and I told the mother of my child, I'm not signing the birth certificate. I want a DNA test. Because if a woman can go, I'm telling you, if they work at jobs like Amazon, bunch of men. Factory jobs, warehouse jobs, bunch of men. If another man can hug your woman, they can your woman. But get a DNA test. People lie. Tennessee, man, saying the number might increase. It's going to increase.
DNA testing at birth.
Mandatory.
Mandatory DNA testing at birth. I don't agree with that.
Check that baby. No. Like what? Check that baby. I don't care what nobody say. Check that baby. You never know. You never know.
But what I feel like DNA testing at birth to me is like, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you try to dress it up, you are telling your wife, I think you've been cheating on me.
And there are examples where guys raise kids that aren't theirs. Like, it's like, I can understand if it's never happened or if it's not a thing, but that's a thing that happens. People take breaks, raise kids. What was that one story about the dude that like raised the kid like after they took a break and then found out that the kid wasn't his? It happened while they were on a break, and you know what I mean? Like, that's. I mean,
okay, during a break, I feel like I can understand that justification, but it's like, we've been together, we've been rocking together, it's been 8 years, no break. I carried this baby for 9 months. I just pushed out a 8-pound human.
That could not be mine. You pushed out an 8-pound human.
Forget whatever a woman says. I'm telling men, the gratification you get when you get a test and it tells you are, it could be what, 96, 97, 98, 99% the father, you will feel a lot better. I got a DNA test a month after my daughter was born, came out 99.99999% the father. So happy. I felt like treating my baby mama like everything good, but she just wasn't good. But yeah. Next clip. I actually forgot that was a thing. Women, you push your baby daddy's DNA through your veins for like a year. So they can do DNA tests to see which man's DNA is pumping through your veins. So they can offer DNA tests. And this just had me thinking about that parabot and stuff. Yeah, it's not just with pregnancy. It's when you let a man put energy inside you. Yeah.
Ex-Chelsea star Jeremy, old. What do you call it? Divorces his wife after discovering her ex fathered the twins. So, give you more context, yeah. I explain it just in layman terms. Yeah. They've been going out for years. Well, not going out, but married for years. And then they found out through a DNA test later down the line that the twins that he's been raising for I don't know how many years of his life are not his kids. Now, the conversation that's had in the topics, in the rooms, is that should now at birth, what do you call it? DNA test be mandatory for both, well, obviously more for the father. At birth.
That's crazy, you know.
Exactly.
That's
is that
vile to the woman?
I know, but not like him asking for it, but be mandatory.
That's so crazy, though.
It's mad though, isn't it? I was like, this is juicy.
Imagine the feeling that you'd get though, bro. Like, you're taking care of your girl for 9 months.
Because now he's,
pops out and then it's like...
You know what? Yes, it should be.
Yeah.
It should just be there.
Yeah, I think it should be there. No one talked about it,
Just there.
But, because I think going through that I shouldn't have to ask for it as a man. But I think it should just be there naturally.
I should be allowed to sue you.
Sue you?
Yeah. Bro, I've been raising kids that aren't mine.
Yeah.
I've been lied to. Bro, how old are the kids? How old are the kids?
I don't know.
Twins?
I don't know.
Alright, cool. Let's say this.
Twins, yeah.
Let's say this. You're with your...
I agree. I think you should be able to sue, because that's paternity fraud. That's you telling a man you were loyal and letting him think he has a child. He probably put money into you, probably been dating, probably housed you, probably gave you money and was there. Even if he wasn't there, that's still lying. If some women can't even wait until their next cycle starts, they'll be with 2, 3 or more guys for the streets. For the damn streets. That is the definition of a 3 or 4. You can't even let your beau balloon empty before you fill it up again with another man's juice? It's gross.
Ladies, would you be okay with a DNA test being a requirement as soon as you gave birth to your child? Meaning they would test the child and then test the father right there at that moment before a birth certificate is signed. Quick scenery change. So my thing is this: why would anyone be opposed to that as part of the normal routine of giving birth, right? Because we're all making this drastic assumption that we know for sure that that child belongs to the man that may be present or not in the room. And there are a lot of things that can happen.
I'm sorry, I can't ignore this woman's fake hair, makeup, and long nails. God damn. What the hell? It's gross. Ugh. Why? Why fake hair, fake face, and fake nails? You're making, I think she black. You're making black women look bad. All of you who do this make black women look bad. Fake hair, fake nails, fake face. If a man likes that, goes for you, and then the hair come off or the makeup comes off, then and he feels differently, then what? But back to her story. Gross.
And, you know, birth certificates can get easily signed without a lot of proper identification. Anybody's name can be put on there if they agree. And in some states, if you are married, you are the presumed father, okay, of that child if it comes out of your wife with no DNA test. It's just the law until you go to court and prove otherwise or request a DNA test. So I know, you know, women want a lot of, you know, reassurances and things like that from men in many different forms, right? They want to make sure that they have marriage licenses, and they want to make sure that, you know, they have access to assets, money, bank accounts. But I'm just wondering, why is it bad or frowned upon when a man says, I'd like to ensure that that child is mine because I have no other way of knowing other than maybe it looks like me? In some countries, there is a good chance, like a 25% chance, that that baby doesn't belong to the father. Right? In some countries where polygamy and open relationship lifestyles are very prominent, how do you know? What do you guys think? Oh, wait. So another thing to consider, too, is like the financial impact, right? So when you sign up as the father, you are signing up to be financially bound to that child, right? Whether you're married or not. So your name being on that birth certificate bounds you to financially supporting that child. Child support, all the legalities and all the rights that you would have to that baby. And I know people may say, well, what does it matter? Because if you love the child and you love the woman, who cares? Because if it's not your bloodline, you should know that. Finally. And the man who actually impregnated the woman should be responsible for financially supporting that child. Unless you deem otherwise. Unless everybody's in agreement, that's what you guys decided to do. More power to you. But for cases where men are manipulated and lied to,
Oh, I made it through. I was just thinking, I just seen the eyelashes. Does that count as makeup? Like, ugh. But back to her point. What if you have a baby mama and she lied to a guy, they signed the birth certificate? What about the actual father? Does he lose all rights unless he goes to court? Or can he just get a paternity test and y'all think about that. If a woman thinks that another guy, or is trying to put the baby on another guy for her financial gain or living situation, what about the biological father? That should be something to argue with when it comes to mandatory paternity tests. Because I've watched Maury, I've seen court cases where men fought thinking they were the father and they wanted to take care of their kids and they turned out to be the dad. And they lost out on years with their children. That wasn't going to be me. I got a test. And I'm there for mine.
And truthfully don't see why women get offended when a man asks for a DNA test, especially if y'all just sleeping around. He don't know who else you sleeping with, so of course he got every right to want to know if the kid's really his or not. Even if you're in a relationship or a marriage, like, people step out of their relationship, people step out of their marriage. So I feel like when a man asks for a DNA test, it should just be a given. And the first thing y'all say is, oh, that's embarrassing, or you question my loyalty. No, what's embarrassing is your kids growing up and they're dating their cousin, they're dating their siblings.
Good point.
All because you told this man that it was his baby and you know it's not his baby. So I feel like DNA test should be mandatory, it should be given. Now I see how some of y'all get offended because of the way he approached you about the DNA test. Oh, the only reason why I'm because my mama said she has suspicions, or my sister said she heard things about you. I can see where you get offended because now you feel like he's not asking for himself, you feel like he's asking for others. But other than that, if a man asks you for a DNA test and you know you ain't stepped out, you know you ain't doing wrong, you know it's his baby, give him one.
I'm the father, I'll take care of her.
You are the father.
But I'm not the father.
You are the father.
I'm not her father.
Why during the pregnancy did you show up at the maternity shoot?
I showed up at the maternity shoot because she wouldn't leave me alone about it and kept arguing with me about it. So I went so she would stop causing stress in my life.
You're her dad. That's why I called you.
But I'm not
dad.
I'm not her dad.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
In the case of 11-month-old Lila, Drew, you are not.
Some women cannot control themselves. This is why I say avoid those women on dating websites. They get addicted to the attention. Okay? Imagine you get a couple likes on a pic or like 5 messages one day, 20 the next, 1,000 the next. That's how women's DMs are on dating websites. It's addictive. They might get rid of you quick to see the other options.
My wife has been cheating on me with this guy, apparently.
Apparently right now there's a huge debate on whether or not paternity tests should be mandatory. A lot of women are against it, to no surprise whatsoever. A lot of them are saying that they would divorce their husband immediately if he asked them for a paternity test. And even some men are saying that it would be labeling their wife as a whore to ask for a paternity test. So I'm gonna have to disagree with the women and the men on this that are against mandatory paternity tests, because as a woman, I'm never gonna know what it feels like to question if the child is mine or not, with the exception of baby swaps in the hospitals. But how often does that happen? And also, as a woman, why wouldn't I want my child to then be swapped to ensure that that is my child after all, and then give that man peace of mind? This isn't about trust. This is just about peace of mind, because you know what? With the statistics that have come out and the data that has come out with how many women cheat in marriages and how many women cheat in general, if I was a man, I would want a paternity test for sure. In France, it's caused such a debacle that they have made it illegal. Doesn't that in itself speak volumes? I really don't see the issue with this becoming a mandatory thing for everyone to get, because then no woman would feel signaled out. It wouldn't be a personal decision. It would be just something that everyone gets. So it would give your husband peace of mind. It would give you peace of mind, because you know that your baby was not swapped at the hospital, and you wouldn't be questioning that trust aspect because everyone's doing it. So I really don't see the issue if this was a government mandate. However, if you guys still have an issue with that, then you know what? Why don't men just get the baby swabbed? I 100% think that every single man should swab their baby. I don't care if you have to do it behind her back. Swab that baby, because the risks are way too high these days. And if she's getting offended, that's a red flag, because personally I would not care. I would not get offended. I would want the peace of mind for myself that the baby wasn't swapped at the hospital. And if I can give my husband peace of mind at the same time, why would I not do that? I have nothing to hide. If someone doesn't have anything to hide, they wouldn't care. You can be empathetic towards the male gender due to this issue that's going on with so many women tricking men into being fathers for babies that aren't theirs.
I was just thinking about something. What if your woman bring it up first? Like, you want a DNA test? We should test our baby. Oh, hell no. We definitely testing that baby. Yeah, because you brought it up. Yeah, that's a good reason. What you bring it up for?
That's 30% of all men who go to actually get paternity tested turn out to not be the father. So out of every 100, 30 of those will not be the dad.
My ex-boyfriend told me that, married or not, if I ever had his baby, that he would want a DNA test before he would accept that child as his own. When he told me that, I was like, what? It honestly pissed me off. We got into it. I was telling him how he made it seem like he didn't trust me and all these different things. And he was saying, no, that's not it. You don't understand because you're a woman, and you would never have to question if that child is yours or not once you have it. Even if you trust someone, you could still have that small percentage of a chance that that child is truly not yours. And then he was saying how, if it truly is my child, then what is the issue?
One thing she should be happy about is he told you from the start, before even being pregnant, even if y'all try to get pregnant, he wants a test afterwards. Never know. Never know. But that's one thing she can take and say, he told me. It's your decision whether you move on or not. I want to say again, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. I'm on the road to 10K. And what do you think about mandatory DNA tests at birth? Please let me know. Let me know if this video was a good one or not by liking the video or thumbsing down. Talk to you later. It's your boy Price J.